Saturday, it's time for the Experts program here on Power Talk Radio, 1460 and 101 FM. And Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, is joining us to get things going this Saturday morning. And a very good morning to you, Luis.
And a good morning to you, my friend. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Hey, we've got a great topic. We want to talk about more AI stuff today. But speaking of AI, I was reading an article this morning about cyber fraud. And one of the things it talked about was beware that the bad guys, cybercriminals, are going to get in. They're going in big on AI, ChatGPT, as a means of separating you from your hard-earned money. And one of the things that they're looking at doing is replicating human voices in such a way that the voices are so realistic that you actually think it's someone you know. So they said, be very careful. Let's say that you're someone who has access to the company's funds, like you work in a department where you have the ability to disperse monies. Be careful about getting a telephone call purportedly from your boss telling you to move money from one account to another or something like that, because it very well could be a ChatGPT hack that's gotten into your company's system.
What's interesting is that ChatGPT, the traditional AI engines that are out there that you can use as normal people, don't allow you to do this. Unfortunately, the bad guys, being the bad guys, have created their own generative AI engines that don't have any sort of guardrails in the dark web that they're making available to cybercriminals, as you point out, to do things like create very sophisticated phishing emails, but also to be able to duplicate somebody's voice. So they feed into it. Let's say, my voice is available on our website, any number of recordings that you and I have done, plus some other webinars that we've done. So they can feed it samples of my voice and then tell it to say certain things. And what's really insidious about this technology is not only can they make it say stuff that they want it to say, but it can be interactive. So it can actually call somebody and have a conversation, a reasonably cogent conversation with somebody sounding just like me. So it's not just like, hey, I'm leaving a voicemail, and then somebody calls back, but it's like, hey, this is Louis. Hey, Louis, how are you? I'm doing good. Hey, listen, I'm glad I'm talking to you and you end up having a conversation with an AI that sounds just like your boss or like a banker or if you're a banker, a customer that's asking you to change an account number. So it's really becoming a very dangerous world out there. And of course, we've all talked about deep fakes, video deep fakes that are starting to pop up. We heard about the Taylor Swift one that made the rounds this past week on X. Somebody had taken a video of her and created a deep fake of her in a very compromised sexual situation that a lot of people spread throughout the internet. So it's just the beginning, unfortunately, of this technology being abused by folks that really have no good intent.
And especially with any of us whose voices are available out there on the internet, it'd be so easy to craft something. For example, somebody at your company could get a call with your voice saying, transfer the $150,000 to this other account because Ronnie says it's okay for me to buy this new boat.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody would know instantly that was false. She's made it very clear there's no new boat in my future anytime soon.
But still, it's kind of scary. So I guess companies need to, as part of their cybersecurity, install some new guardrails as to how we go with this, and that you wouldn't necessarily go on a voice command like, no, the person, you got to show up in the office in person if you want that, kind of thing done. Because otherwise, this kind of thing could just get out of hand.
Yeah, or we're implementing a system in our office where when we get a call from somebody who's asking for support, we're going to text them a code that they have to read back to us in order for us to confirm that it's them. So we'll have their cell phone, number and mobile number, and we can say, okay, well, I'm going to text you code just to confirm your identity, regardless of whether you recognize their voice or not. That's how critical it's got.
So this would be like multi-factor authorization.
Yep, multi-factor authentication with voice being one of the elements.
Alrighty. Well, Microsoft and OpenAI are in talks right now to inject $500 million into humanoid robotics startup Figure AI. And this is going to be very soon they're going to do this. What exactly is this going to do?
Well, we're used to seeing big industrial robots that can put together cars. We've all seen videos of these giant machines that can, move a side panel and weld it and, move cars along an assembly line or even anything, any other large manufacturing project. But there comes a point when you need the dexterity of a small human figure. That is the ability of fingers to go into certain places and do certain things. And so that's meant that you've always needed humans at some point in the manufacturing of vehicles in particular to do some of those delicate tasks. Well, Figure AI, along with several other companies, including Tesla, who's been making their own humanoid robot, are testing these robots that can replace the human form on an assembly line and have the ability to do these delicate tasks, being able to use their fingers and squeeze into spaces that a big industrial robot can't do. So now Tesla, the car manufacturer, is testing it out for their Cybertruck, and BMW is now contracting with Figure AI, this new startup that is being backed by Microsoft and OpenAI, to put these humanoid robots into its South Carolina factory to see how they can help with automotive production. When you look at car manufacturing, there's still tens of thousands of people involved in that process.
Right. Of course, it's about trying to keep the cost down for these companies because it's just so competitive out there that if they don't do it, somebody else will do it, and
exactly,
and they'll be in a worse position competitively.
Yeah, I mean, it's, some will argue that it's a way to get humans out of very dangerous manufacturing situations. You still have a lot of accidents inside of these plants, but quite frankly, it's really a cost savings that is it's the driving factor in these humanoid robot experiments.
Right, and it's relieving people from drudgery of rote work.
Yep, insert slot A into tab B, that sort of thing, all day long might get a little monotonous.
That's Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group. Online, you'll find them at alvareztg.com. The X handle is at alvareztg.com. And Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-Team. That's 866-784-8326.
And folks, don't forget, Monday, we're going to be talking about IRS Free File. It's a brand new program, and it's different from some of the free file that's been going on for the last few years. We've got the details about it for you coming up Monday beginning at 8:30 a.m. here on Power Talk Radio. Luis, thanks so much for your time. Have a great weekend, and we'll chat again next week.
All right, my friend. Take care.